All right, welcome to another episode of the Goalkeeper Secrets video series on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. So today, I want to talk about a component of grit, of having grit. And I'm going to talk a lot about grit over this series. And it's such a big word. There's a lot that goes into grit. I don't know if you can boil it down to a simple definition. It just encapsulates so many different things. And as a goalkeeper, you absolutely need grit. It's just something that needs to be developed. And there is an argument out there that grit can't be taught, or that you're born with it. I personally believe that you can develop grit. Maybe you start off with more than others, or you start off with less grit than others, but I believe you can absolutely develop it and work on it and be aware of it and possess more of it over time. There's actually a fantastic book called Grit by Angela Duckworth. If you have not read that, definitely read that. The whole book is about grit and dives super deep into it. And there's a lot of studies done on it, and gives a clear idea of how one can develop grit and possess more of it. But for today, I'm not going to be too broad. I'm going to actually get specific and talk about one part of grit that I think is absolutely necessary for goalkeepers. And it's pretty simple. It's nothing too crazy. And that is to go back and watch film of yourself and to not necessarily criticize, but to look back and look at your mistakes and look at what you did wrong. Those with grit want to look back and see where they can improve. Those with grit want to improve all the time. They're never settling for where they're at. They can always get to a higher level. They can always push farther and do more. And a great way to do that is with film. Yes, you can do it by, talking to your coaches, asking for feedback. That's one way to do it. But it's just so different when you have, when you can see yourself, when you can watch yourself doing these things wrong. And it gives context to what your coaches are telling you. Yeah, your coach can tell you, hey, you lean a little bit to your right on this shot from your left side. You need to make sure you're more balanced. Okay, that's great. In your mind, that makes sense. But when you see yourself doing that over and over, it's going to stick inside your head a little bit more. Like, oh, wow, I need to fix that. I need to work on that. So video is super powerful. And yes, I understand not everyone has access to be able to film all their sessions and trainings and games and things like that. But with today's technology, it shouldn't be too hard. Everyone has a phone. It's pretty simple to just set up a tripod. You can get a tripod for pretty cheap, set it up, film your training sessions, film the sessions that you do on your own, film your goalkeeper sessions, ask your goalkeeper coach to film for you. I certainly film all my sessions, so if you've been watching my YouTube channel, you know that I film a lot of my clients' sessions and the trainings I do with Sonoma State. I think I mentioned this before. The main reason why I do it is for those goalkeepers, for them to review the film and look at it. I'm not necessarily putting it out there for other goalkeepers to, I'm not teaching. I'm not using YouTube to teach or to coach. I'm using it as a platform for my clients to view their film so that they can get better. And if other people, want to watch it and get ideas for training sessions or ideas for how I coach, that's awesome too. That's great. But it's more for my clients. And I think it's a powerful tool. So getting back to grit. When you possess grit, when you have a lot of grit, you want to persevere. So you're always wanting more for yourself. You're always wanting to achieve new goals and new challenges. And it's never ending. It doesn't stop. You don't hit the top of the mountain. The mountain is ever going. When you look at certain athletes, it could be any sport, but if you look at certain athletes, if they could play forever, they would. Look at Michael Jordan. He never reached a plateau where he's like, okay, I can let off the gas, and I've already won a championship. Why do I need to win more? I've already won an MVP. No, with grit, you always want more. You always want to push to get to a higher level. And there's lots of cases. There's Michael Phelps. There's Roger Federer. There's these amazing athletes, and they 100% have grit. There's no denying that they have it. But the question is, how do you get it? How do you develop grit? And it starts with doing the little things. It starts with creating. I'm going to do many episodes on grit. This is not the only one. This is not a overarching video on grit. This is more about wanting to. Always seeking improvement and wanting to get better on your own. You're not waiting for others to tell you that you need to work on something or that you're doing something wrong. Your coaches aren't always going to see it. They may think it, they may see it, but they may not communicate it to you. Coaches are not always going to communicate what you need to do better. Sometimes you need to figure that out for yourself. So what I definitely recommend for you is to, like I said, film your sessions. This allows you to go back and see your mistakes, and you can study it, take notes. So be super aware and want to do better. You should always want to improve it, and it could be the smallest thing. It could be, I'm set, on a half inch too wide. When I'm setting, I need to work on that. I need to set it a little bit more narrow, or just before a shot is taken, my hands go way back behind me before I catch the ball, so my hands are getting there a half a second late. It's small little details that you can see on video that you wouldn't know you were doing wrong, and your coach might not even see it. Sometimes I'm sure I don't see things in the moment while I'm coaching. But if I can go back and look at the video, so much more gets revealed to you. And to me, as a coach, it's absolutely necessary. I need to watch video of keepers that I work with. It's so important. So I want you to think about grit. I want you to think about what that means. And specifically think about how you can use grit to improve your game. If you always want to get better, if you're constantly in that frame of mind of, I need to improve, I need to develop my game, and you need tools to do that. You need coaches to help you with that. You need film to help you with that. You need teammates. You need parents. You need a lot of things to help you through this process. And don't be afraid to use them. Don't be afraid to use all the tools that you have access to. Some other ideas for how you can film. If you have a GoPro laying around, you can certainly use that. Use your smartphone. That works. You don't need a $800 camcorder. You can just use your phone and film, and you don't have to film the whole session. You can just film a couple of drills, get 10 minutes of footage, put it on your computer and start reviewing it. Take notes. I wish I did that. I mean, obviously when I was younger, we had camcorders and stuff, but it wasn't quite as easy as it is now to just point and shoot on your phone and have good quality film. You know, you can shoot HD 60 frames per second on your phone. You know, utilize that. But even still, I wish I filmed more when I was younger. I barely have any footage of me training when I was younger. You know? And even if I do, it's not good quality. So if I had realized this when I was younger, I absolutely would have been using it. You know, I wish I thought about this part of grit, like constantly wanting to improve and how to do that. Yes, I constantly wanted to be at training. I constantly wanted to go to goalkeeper trainings and work and do the work. But there's more I could have done outside of trainings. You know, this part of grit is what you do when everyone else is resting. When everyone else is taking a break and, you know, playing video games or watching TV, you could be reviewing film and getting better. And that's crucial. And those with grit are going to go so much farther than those without it. You know, grit will absolutely make up for any kind of lack of talent or natural athleticism or height or strength. If you have grit, you can persevere. And that's the key right there. You know, perseverance. Push through the challenges. And utilize the tools that you have. Utilize your coaches. Utilize your parents. Have them come out and film some stuff with you. I'm sure they'll be happy to do that. You know, and when you are reviewing film, pay attention to every single detail. You can pause it. Look at frames. You know, you can take pictures of certain moments before a shot is taken. You know, what's your positioning like? Where are you positioned in the goal? Are you balanced? You know, all that sort of stuff, you know, comes into play. Goalkeeping is about the little details. It's so important, and I try to work on that as much as possible with my clients, is fine-tuning the little details, so that when you get into a game, you don't even have to think about it. You're just doing those little details right, and you're experiencing flow, and your body is just performing, and that's what we want. We don't want you to have to think about every little detail because there's too many. You know, there's probably hundreds of details that you need to have be second nature while you're playing a game and while you're performing. So yeah, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode on grit and wanting to improve yourself and using video to do that. Definitely subscribe down below for updates on videos. I'm going to be posting these fairly often. Also check out my podcast series on Apple and Spotify. It's called Goalkeeper Secrets. Kind of the same idea as this, just a different format and talking about a few different things. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you guys next time. Patience plus persistence plus gratitude equals abundance. Peace.